Act 2, Prologue. Now Romeo's old feelings of desire are dying, and a new desire is eager to take their place. Romeo groaned for the beautiful Rosaline, and said he would die for her, but compared with tender Juliet, Rosaline doesn't seem beautiful now. Now someone loves Romeo, and he's in love again, both of them falling for each other's good looks. But he has to make his speeches of love to a woman who's supposed to be his enemy, and she's been hooked by someone she should fear. Because he's an enemy, Romeo has no chance to see Juliet and say the things a lover normally says. And Juliet's just as much in love as he, but she has even less opportunity to meet her lover. But love gives them power, and time gives them the chance to meet, sweetening the extreme danger with intense pleasure.
Can I go away while my heart stays here? I have to go back to where my heart is.
Romeo, my cousin, Romeo, Romeo. He's a small boy. I bet he slipped away and went home to bed. He ran this way and jumped over this orchard wall. Call to him, Mercutio. I'll conjure him as if I was summoning a spirit. Romeo, madman, passion, lover, show yourself in the form of a sigh. Speak one rhyme, and I'll be satisfied. Just cry out, ah, me. Just say love and dove. Say just one lovely word to my good friend Venus. Just say the nickname of her blind son Cupid, the one who shot arrows so well in the old story. Romeo doesn't hear me. He doesn't stir. He doesn't move. The silly ape is dead. But I must make him appear. I summon you by Rosalind's bright eyes, by her high forehead and her red lips, by her fine feet, by her straight legs, by her trembling thighs, and by the regions right next to her thighs. In the name of all these things, I command you to appear before us in your true form. If he hears you, you'll make him angry. What I'm saying can anger him. He would be angry if I summoned a strange spirit for her to have sex with, and that's what would make him angry. The things I'm saying are fair and honest. All I'm doing is saying things of a woman he loves to lure him out of the darkness.
Come on, he's hidden behind these trees to keep the night company. His love is blind, so it belongs in the dark.
If love is blind, it can't hit the target. Now he'll sit under a medlar tree and wish his mistress were one of those priests that look like female genitalia. No, Romeo, I wish you were an open arse, and you a popperin pear to pop her in. Good night, Romeo. I'll go to my little trundle bed. This open field is too cold a place for me to sleep. Come on, shall we go?
Let's go. There's no point in looking for him if he doesn't
Someone to joke about scars that they've never been cut. But wait, what's that light in the window over there? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Rise up, beautiful sun, and kill the jealous moon. The moon is already sick and pale with grief because you, Juliet, her maid, are more beautiful than she. Don't be her maid because she is jealous. Virginity makes her look sick and green. Only fools hold on to their virginity. Let it go. There's my lady. Oh, it is my love. I wish she knew how much I love her. She's talking, but she's not saying anything. So what? Her eyes are saying something. I will answer them. I am too bold. She's not talking to me. Two of the brightest stars in the whole sky have to go away on business, and they're asking her eyes to twinkle in their places until they return. What if her eyes were in the sky if the stars were in her head? The brightness of her cheeks would outshine the stars, the way the sun outshines a lamp. If her eyes were in the night sky, they would shine so brightly through space that the birds would stand singing, thinking her light was the light of day. Look how she leans her hand on her cheek. Oh, I wish I was glove on that hand, so that I could touch that cheek.
Oh my.
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel. You are as glorious as an angel tonight. You shine above me, like a winged messenger from heaven who makes mortal men fall on their backs to look up at the sky, watching the angel walking on the clouds and sailing on the air.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo. Why do you have to be Romeo? Forget about your father and change your name. Or else, if you won't change your name, just swear you love me and I'll stop being a Capulet.
Should I listen for more, or should I speak now?
It's only your name that's manly. You would still be yourself even if you stopped being a Montague. What's a Montague anyway? It isn't a hand, a foot, an arm, a face, or any other part of a man. Oh, be some other name. What does a name mean? The thing we call a rose would smell just as sweet if we called it by any other name. Romeo would be just as perfect, even if he wasn't called Romeo. Romeo, lose your name. Trade in your name, which really has nothing to do with you, and take all of me in exchange.
I trust your words. Just call me your love, and I will take a new name. From now on, I will never be Romeo again.
Who are you? Why do you hide in the darkness and listen to my private thoughts?
I don't know how to tell you who I am by telling you a name. I hate my name, dear saint, because my name is your enemy. If I had it written down, I would tear up the paper.
I haven't heard you say 100 words yet, but I recognize the sound of your voice. Aren't you Romeo? And aren't you a Montague?
I am neither of those things, if you dislike them.
Tell me, how did you get in here? And why did you come? The orchard walls are high, and it's hard to climb over them. If any of my relatives find you here, they'll kill you because of who you are.
I flew over these walls with the light wings of love. Stone walls can't keep love out. Whatever a man in love can possibly do, because love will make him try to do it. Therefore, your relatives are no obstacle.
If they see you, they'll murder you.
Alas, one angry look from you would be worse than 20 of your relatives with swords. Just look at me kindly, and I'm invincible against their hatred.
I'd give anything to keep them from seeing you here.
The darkness will hide me from them, and if you don't love me, let them find me here. I'd rather they killed me than have to live without your love.
Who told you how to get here below my bedroom?
Love showed me the way. The same thing that made me look for you in the first place. Love told me what to do, and I let love borrow my powers. I'm not a sailor, but if you were across the farthest sea, I would risk everything to gain you.
You can't see my face because it's dark out. Otherwise, you see me blushing about the things you heard me say tonight. I would be happy to keep up good manners and deny the things I've said, but forget about good manners. Do you love me? I know you'll say yes, and I'll believe you. But if you swear you love me, you may turn out to be lying. They say Jove laughs when lovers lie to each other. Oh, Romeo, if you really love me, say it truly. Or if you think it's too easy and quick to win my heart, I'll frown and play hard to get, as long as that way you try to win me. But otherwise, I won't act that way for anything. In truth, handsome Montague, I like you too much, so you may think my behavior is loose. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove myself more faithful than the girls who act coy and play hard to get. I should have been more standoffish, I confess, but you overheard me talking about the love in my heart when I didn't know you were there. So, excuse me, and do not assume that because you made me love you so easily, my love isn't serious.
Lady, I swear by the sacred moon above, the moon that paints the tops of fruit trees with silver.
Don't swear by the moon. The moon is always changing. Every month its position in the sky shifts. I don't want you to turn out to be that inconsistent too.
What should I swear by?
Don't swear at all. But if you have to swear, swear by your wonderful self, which is the God I worship like an idol, and then I'll believe you.
My heart's dear love.
Well, don't swear. Although you bring me joy, I can't take joy in this exchange of promises tonight. It's too crazy. We haven't done enough thinking. It's too sudden. It's too much like lightning, which flashes and then disappears before you can say it's lightning. My sweet, good night. Our love, which right now is like a flower bud in the summer air, may turn out to be a beautiful flower by the next time we meet. I hope you enjoy the same sweet peace and rest I feel in my heart.
Oh, are you going to leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction could you possibly have tonight?
I would be satisfied if we made each other true promises of love.
I pledged my love to you before you asked me to. But I wish I could take that promise back, so I had it to give again.
You would take it back? Why would you do that, my love?
Only to be generous and give it to you once more. But I'm wishing for something I already have. My generosity to you is as limitless as the sea, and my love is as deep. The more love I give you, the more I have. Juliet? I hear a noise inside. Dear love, goodbye. Just a minute, good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay here for a moment. I'll come back.
Oh, blessed night. Because it's dark out, I'm afraid all this is just a dream. Too sweet to be real.
3 words, dear Romeo, and then it's good night for real. If your intentions as a lover are truly honorable and you want to marry me, send me word tomorrow. I'll send a messenger to you, and you can pass on a message telling me where and when we'll be married. I'll lay all my fortunes at your feet and follow you, my lord, all over the world. Madam! I'll be right there! If you don't have honorable intentions, I beg you. Madam! All right, I'm coming! I beg you to stop trying for me and leave me to my sadness. Tomorrow I'll send the messenger.
My soul depends on it.
1,000 times good night.
Leaving you is 1,000 times worse than being near you. A lover goes toward his beloved as enthusiastically as a schoolboy leaving his bus. But when he leaves his girlfriend, he feels as miserable as the schoolboy on his way to school.
Hist! Romeo! Hist! Oh, I wish I could make a falconer's call so I could bring my little falcon back again. I'm trapped in my family's house and must be quiet. Otherwise I would revolt with a cave where Echo sleeps. I would make her repeat his name until her voice grew more hoarse than mine by repeating, "My Romeo!"
Oh, my soul is calling out my name. The sound of lovers calling each other's names through the night is silver sweet. It's the sweetest sound a lover ever hears.
Romeo!
My baby hawk?
What time tomorrow should I send a messenger to you?
By 9 o'clock.
I won't fail. From now until then seems like 20 years. I forgot why I called you back.
Let me stand here until you remember your reason.
I'll forget it, and you'll have to stand there forever. I'll only remember how much I love your company.
I'll keep standing here, even if you keep forgetting. I'll forget that I have any home besides this spot right here.
It's almost morning. I want to make you go, but I only let you go as far as a spoiled child lets his pet bird go. He lets the bird hop a little from his hand and then yanks him back by a string.
I wish I was your bird.
My sweet, so do I. I don't kill you by petting you too much. Night, good night. Putting in such sweet sorrow that I'll say good night until tonight becomes tomorrow.
I hope you sleep peacefully. I wish I was asleep in peace so I could spend the night with you. Now I will see my priest to ask for his help.
The smiling morning is replacing the frowning night. Darkness is stumbling out of the sun's path like a drunk man. Now, before the sun comes up and burns away the dew, I have to fill this basket of mine with poisonous weeds and medicinal flowers. The earth is nature's mother and also nature's tomb. Plants are born out of the earth, and they are buried in the earth when they die. Earth's womb, many different sorts of plants and animals come forth, and the earth provides her children with many excellent forms of nourishment. Everything nature creates has some special property, and each one is different. Herbs, plants, and stones possess great power. There is nothing on earth that is so evil that it does not provide the earth with some special quality. And there is nothing that does not turn bad if it's put to the wrong use and abuse. Virtue turns to vice if it's misused. Vice sometimes becomes virtue through the right activity. Inside the little rind of this weak flower, there is both poison and powerful medicine. If you smell it, you will feel good all over your body. But if you taste it, you die. There are two opposite elements in everything, in men as well as in herbs, good and evil. When evil is dominant, death soon kills the body like cancer.
Good morning, Father.
God bless you. Who greets me so early in the morning? Young man, something's wrong if you're getting out of bed this early. Every old man has worries, and worried men never get any sleep, but young men shouldn't have a care in the world. They should get to bed early and get plenty of sleep. Therefore, the fact that you're awake this early tells me you've been upset with some anxiety.
If that's not the case, then this must be the answer. You, Romeo, have not been to bed tonight.
Your last guess is right. I enjoy a sweeter rest than sleep.
May God forgive you if you've sinned. Were you with Rosaline?
With Rosalind, father? No, I have forgotten that girl and all the sadness she brought me.
That's good, my boy, but where have you been?
I'll tell you before you have to ask me again. I have been feasting with my enemy. Suddenly someone wounded me with love and was wounded with love by me. You have the sacred power to cure both of us. I carry no hatred, holy man, because my request will benefit my enemy.
Speak plainly, make your meaning clear, my son. A jumbled confession can only receive a jumbled absolution.
I love rich Capulet's daughter. I love her and she loves me. We're bound to each other in every possible way, except we need you to marry us. I'll tell you more later about when and where we met, how we fell in love, and how we exchanged promises, but now I'm begging you, please, agree to marry us today.
Holy St. Francis, this is a drastic change. Have you given up so quickly on Rosaline, whom you love so much? Then young men love with their eyes, not with their hearts. Jesus and Mary, how many tears did you cry for Rosaline? How many salty teardrops did you waste salting a love you never tasted? The sun hasn't yet melted away the fog you made with all your sighs. The groans you used to make are still ringing in my old ears. There's still a stain on your cheek from an old tear that hasn't been washed off yet. If you were ever yourself, and this sadness was yours, you and your sadness were all for Rosaline. And now you've changed? Then repeat this after me. You can't expect women to be faithful when men are so unreliable.
You scolded me often for wanting Rosalind.
I scolded you for obsessing about her, not for loving her, my student.
And you told me to bury my love.
I didn't tell you to get rid of one love and replace her with another.
Please, I beg you, don't scold me. The girl I love now returns my love. The other girl did not love me.
Oh, she knew very well that you were acting like you were in love without really knowing what love means. But come on, inconsistent young man, come with me. I'll help you with your secret wedding. This marriage may be lucky enough to turn the hatred between your families into pure love. Go wisely and slowly. Those who rush stumble and fall.
Let's get out of here. I'm in a rush.
Didn't he come home last night?
Not to his father's house. I asked to serve it.
That fair-skinned, hard-hearted hussy, Rosalind, is going to torment him until he goes insane.
Tybalt, old Capulet's nephew, has sent a letter to Romeo's father's house.
I bet it's a challenge.
Romeo will answer the challenge.
Any man who knows how to write can answer a letter.
No, Romeo will respond to the writer, telling him whether he accepts the challenge.
Oh, poor Romeo. He's already dead. He's been stabbed by a white girl's black eye. He's been cut through the ear with a love song. The center of his heart's been split by blind Cupid's arrow. Is he man enough at this point to face off with Tybalt?
Why? What's Tybalt's story?
He's tougher than the Prince of Cats. He does everything by the book. He fights like you sing at a recital, paying attention to time, distance, and proportion. He takes the proper breaks, 1, 2, and the third in your heart. He's the butcher who can hit any silk button. A master of duels. He's a gentleman from the finest school of fencing. He knows how to turn any argument into a sword fight. He knows passado, the forward thrust, the punta reverso, the backhand thrust, and the high. The thrust that goes straight through.
He knows what?
I hate these crazy, affected guys who use foreign phrases and newfangled expressions. I hate their strange manners and their weird accents. I hate when they say, "By Jesus, this is a very good blade, a very brave man, a very good whore." Isn't this a sad thing, my good man? Why should we put up with these foreign buzzards, these fashion mongers, these guys who say, "Pardon me," these guys who care so much about manners that they can't kick back on a bench without whining, "Oh, my aching bones."
Here comes Romeo. Here comes Romeo.
He looks skinny, like a dry herring without its eggs. And he hasn't got his girl. Oh, flesh, you turn pale and weak like a fish. Now he's ready for Petrarch's poetry. Compared to Romeo's girl, Laura was a kitchen slave. Surely she has a better love to make rhymes for her. Dido was shabbily dressed. Cleopatra was a gypsy girl. Helen and Hero were sluts and harlots. Thisbe might have had a blue eye or two, but that doesn't matter. Senor Romeo, bonjour. There's a French greeting. That matches your drooping French style pants. You faked us out pretty good last night.
Good morning to you both. What do you mean I faked you out?
You gave us the slip, sir, the slip. Can't you understand what I'm saying?
Excuse me, good Mercutio. I had very important business to take care of. It was so important that I had to forget about courtesy and good manners.
In other words, important business made you flex your buttons.
You mean to a curtsy?
You hit the target, sir.
That's a very polite and courteous explanation.
Yes, I am the pink flower, the master of courtesy and manners.
The pink flower?
Right.
Well, then my pump is well decorated with flowers.
All right, my witty friend. This joke has worn out your pump. Its thin skin is all worn out. The joke is all you have left.
This is a bad joke. It's all silliness.
Come break this up, Benvolio. I'm losing this duel of wits.
Keep going, or I'll declare myself the winner.
Now, if our joke goes on a wild goose chase, I'm finished. You have more wild goose in one of your jokes than I have in 5 of mine. Was I even close to you in the chase for the goose?
You were never with me for anything if you weren't there for the goose.
I'll bite you on the ear for that joke.
No, good goose, don't bite me.
Your joke is a very bitter apple. Your humor is a spicy sauce.
Then isn't it just the right dish for a sweet goose?
Oh, that's a joke that's made out of leather, that spreads itself thin from the width of an inch to as fat as a yard.
I stretch my joke for that word fat. If you add that word to the word goose, it shows that you are a fat goose.
Why, isn't all this joking better than groaning about love? Now you're sociable. Now you're Romeo. Now you are what you've learned to be and what you are naturally. This love of yours was like a blithering idiot who runs up and down looking for a hole to hide his toy in. Stop there, stop there. You want me to stop my tale before I'm done? Otherwise your tale would have gone too long. Oh, you're wrong. I would have made it short. I had come to the deepest part of my tale, and I planned to say nothing more on the topic.
Here's something good.
A sail, a sail! There's two, a man and a woman.
Peter,
I'm at your service.
give me my fan, Peter.
Good, Peter, give her fan to hide her face. Her fan is prettier than her face.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, fair lady.
Is it now afternoon?
It's not earlier than that, I tell you. The lusty hand of the clock is now pricking noon.
Get out of here! What kind of man are you?
I'm a man, my lady, that God has made for himself to ruin.
I swear you speak the truth. For himself to ruin, he says. Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I can find young Romeo?
I can tell you that young Romeo will be older when you find him than he was when you started looking for him. I am the youngest man by that name, because there is no one younger or worse.
You speak well.
Is the worse well? Very well taken, I believe. Very wise.
If you're the Romeo I'm looking for, sir, I would like to have a confidence with you.
She will indict him to some dinner party. A pimp! A pimp! A pimp! I found it out!
What have you found out?
She's not a prostitute, unless she's using her ugliness to hide her promiscuity. Old rabbit meat is good to eat, if you can't get anything else. But if it's so old that it goes bad before you eat it, then it was a waste of money. Romeo, are you going to your father's for lunch? Let's go there.
I'll follow after you.
Goodbye, old lady. Goodbye, lady.
Please tell me, sir, who is that foul-mouthed punk who is so full of crude jokes?
Nurse, he's a man who likes to hear the sound of his own voice. He says more in 1 minute than he does in a whole month.
If he says anything against me, I'll humble him, even if he were stronger than he is, and 20 punks like him. If I can't do it myself, I'll find someone who can. That dirty rat. I'm not one of his sluts. I'm not one of his punk friends who carries a knife. And you just stand there letting every jerk make fun of me for kicks.
I didn't see anybody use you for kicks. If I had seen something like that, I would have quickly pulled out my weapon. Believe me, I'll draw my sword as quick as any other man if I see a fight starting and the law is on my side.
Now I swear I'm so angry that I'm shaking all over. That rotten scoundrel. Now please, may I have a word with you, sir? My young mistress asked me to find you. What she asked me to say I'll keep to myself, but let me tell you this first. If you lead her into a fool's paradise, as the saying goes, it would be an outrageous crime because the girl is so young. And if you try to trick her, it would be an evil thing to do to any woman and very poor behavior.
Nurse, give my regards to your lady. I swear to you.
You have a good heart, and believe me, I'll tell her that, Lord, she'll be a happy woman.
What are you going to tell her, nurse? You're not paying attention to me.
Sir, I'll tell you that you protest to her, which I think is the gentlemanly thing to do.
Tell her to devise a plan to get out of her house and come to confession at the Abbey this afternoon. At Friar Lawrence's cell, she can make confession and be married. Here is a reward for your efforts.
No, really, I won't take a penny.
Go on, I insist you take it.
This afternoon, sir, she'll be there.
Wait, good nurse. Within an hour, one of my men will come to you behind the Abbey wall and give you a rope ladder. I'll use the rope ladder to climb over the walls at night. Then I'll meet Juliet joyfully and in secret. Goodbye. Be honest and helpful, and I'll repay you for your efforts. Goodbye. To sing my praises to your mistress.
May God in heaven bless you. Now, please listen, sir.
What do you have to say, my dear nurse?
Can your man keep a secret? Haven't you heard the saying, two can conspire to put one away?
I assure you, my man is as true as steel.
Well, sir, my mistress is the sweetest lady, and Lord, when she was a little baby, there was one nobleman in the city, a guy named Paris, who would be happy to claim her as his own. Juliet would rather look at a toad than at him. I make her angry sometimes by saying that Paris is more handsome than you are. But when I say so, I swear she turns white as a sheet. Don't Rosemary and Romeo begin with the same letter?
Yes, nurse. What about that? They both begin with the letter R.
Oh, you jokester, that's the dog's name. R is for the... No, I know it begins with another letter. She says the most beautiful things about you and Rosemary. It would be good for you to hear the things she says.
Give my compliments to your lady.
Yes, 1,000 times. Peter?
I'm ready.
Go ahead. Go.
Maybe she can't find him. That can't be. Oh, she's slow. Love's messenger should be thoughts, which fly 10 times faster than sunbeams. They should be strong enough to push shadows over the dark hills. That's the way doves carry Venus so fast, and that's why Cupid has wings that let him fly as fast as the wind. Oh, now it's noon. That's 3 hours since 9 o'clock, but she hasn't come back. If she was young and passionate, she'd move as fast as a ball. My words would bounce her to my sweet love, and his words would bounce her back to me. But a lot of old people act like they're already dead. Sluggish, slow, fat, and colorless, like lead. Oh my God, here she comes. Oh, sweet nurse, what news do you bring? Have you spoken to him? Send your man away.
Peter, wait for me at the gate.
No, great, sweet nurse. Oh, Lord, why do you look so sad? Even if the news is sad, tell me with a smile on your face. If the news is good, you're ruining the sweet news by playing a trick with a sour face like that.
I'm tired. Leave me alone for a minute. Oh my bones ache so much. I've been running all over the place.
I wish you had my bones and I had your news. Come on now, I beg you, speak, good nurse, speak.
Sweet Jesus, you're in such a hurry. Can't you wait for a moment? Don't you see that I'm out of breath?
How can you be out of breath when you have enough breath to tell me that you're out of breath? The excuse you make to delay the news is longer than the news itself. Is the news good or bad? Answer the question. Tell me if it's good or bad, and I'll wait for the details. Tell me so I can be satisfied. Is it good or bad?
Well, you have made a foolish choice. You don't know how to pick a man. Romeo? No, not him. No, his face is more handsome than any man's, and his legs are prettier, and as for his hands and feet and body, they're not much to speak of, and yet they're beyond compare. He's not the most polite man in the world, but believe me, he's gentle as a lamb. Well, do what you want. Be good. Have you had lunch yet?
No, I haven't had lunch. Everything you told me I already knew. What does he say about our marriage? What about that?
Lord, what a headache I've got. My head is pounding. It feels like it'll break into 20 pieces. My back aches, too. Ooh, on the other side. Ah, my poor aching back. Curse your heart for sending me running all over town. I could get sick and die.
Believe me, I'm sorry you're in pain. Sweet, sweet, sweet nurse, tell me, what did my love Romeo say?
Your love says, like an honorable gentleman who is courteous, kind, handsome, and I believe virtuous. Where's your mother?
Where is your mother? Why, she's inside. Where else would she be? Your answer's so strange. Your love says, like an honorable gentleman. Where is your mother?
Oh, Holy Mary, Mother of God. Are you this impatient? Come on, you're being ridiculous. Is this the cure for my aching bones? From now on, take care of your messages yourself.
You're making such a fuss. Come on, what did Romeo say?
Do you have permission to go and take confession today?
I do.
Then hurry up and rush over to Friar Lawrence's cell. There's a husband there who's waiting to make you his wife. Now I see the blood rushing to your cheeks. You blush bright red as soon as you hear any news. Go to the church. I must go by a different path to get a rope ladder. Your love will use it to climb up to your window while it's dark. I do the drudge work for your pleasure. But soon you'll be doing a wife's work all night long. Go. I'll go to lunch. You go to Friar Lawrence's cell.
Wish me
May the
luck.
heavens be happy with this holy act of marriage, so nothing unfortunate happens later to make us regret it.
Amen, amen. But whenever misfortunes occur, they can't ruin the joy I feel with one look at her. All you have to do is join our hands with holy words. Then love, destroying death, can do whatever it pleases. It's enough for me if I can call her mine.
These sudden joys have sudden endings. They burn up in victory like fire and gunpowder. When they meet, as in a kiss, they explode. Too much honey is delicious, but it makes you sick to your stomach. Therefore, love each other in moderation. That is the key to long-lasting love. Too fast is as bad as too slow. Here comes the lady. Oh, a footstep as light as hers will never endure the rocky road of life. Lovers are so light they can walk on a spiderweb floating on a summer breeze and yet not fall. That's how flimsy and unreal pleasure is.
Good evening, my spiritual professor.
Romeo will thank you, my girl, for both of us.
I'll give him equal thanks, so we're even.
Juliet, if you're as happy as I am, you're better with words. Tell me about the happiness you imagine we'll have in our marriage.
I can imagine more than I can say. I have more on my mind than words. Anyone who can count how much he has is poor. My true love has made me so rich that I can't count even half of my wealth.
Come with me and we'll do the job quickly. Because if you don't mind, I'm not leaving you two alone until you're united in marriage.